welcome back to the world of cinematics. We're working through some tech issues and
as usual.
yes, as usual, at par for the course. But we're back from a brief hiatus to give you a quick little, shorter episode here. It's October, the month of Halloween. It's the second scariest time of the year. Second scariest, of course, only to tax season. But little kids, they don't have to worry about that. And so this, for many of us, is the only scary time of the year. But Halloween, it doesn't always have to be like The Exorcist or Alien, just movies that would traumatize, grown men like us, let alone young children. So we decided, since, I don't know, I love horror. You like horror?
I don't mind horror video games because it's me reacting
Sure.
versus like a movie where I'm watching other people react to stuff and I'm like, no.
But there are exceptions. You love The Thing.
I love The Thing. I don't know
Yes.
what it. Maybe it's because it's not your classic horror where the hero is
A
like
screaming girl in a closet.
Yeah,
Please don't kill me.
because in The Thing,
They're all proactive.
yeah, and The Thing, he is like, I'm gonna kill this thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, with that being said, we decided, hey, for those of you who may not love that hardcore horror, but kind of love the little bits of flavors of this, you still love the thrill of, oh, this is spooky, we decided to put together a list of some what we call gateway horror movies. Now, we had already talked about some of these in the past, so we won't be including, say, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Great Sam Raimi horror that's not as hardcore as Evil Dead. We talked about Poltergeist. Great spooky fun. We have a whole episode if you want to check that out.
And
Go ahead.
real quick, I do apologize. I'll be looking at the computer because Stefan's not here. Otherwise, I'd be off camera.
Yeah.
Focusing on this, so.
Mhm.
But I'm not looking at you, audience, because I'm busy
Yeah.
looking at us.
He is focusing. Okay, so with that out of the way, we're gonna go ahead with our first movie. What do we got up at the top?
We got Monster House.
Ooh.
So we're going to play a little clip from it. I apologize if the audio comes off, but we'll figure it out as we go, right? That's just what this is about.
Yep.
Freeze! Tree? Hey, what you doing? You can't do that! That's the officer's weapon! That is illegal!
I'm coming, buddy!
Put me down!
I'm gonna go get backup.
I thought there was no backup!
I'm getting Judy!
That clip is.
Many of the movies on here, they're spooky, but a lot of them are funny as well. Monster House, it's a house that's haunted. It's a monster. Simple concept. Some great gothic imagery in it. Like, the backstory for that scared the crap out of me as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny, it's lighthearted, it's adventurous. Humor goes a long way in making things not as scary. So it's great for gateway horror.
Yeah, well, and some of the things too, because you come from a kid's perspective, so it's kind of fun to see that side of like the children's mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And when they keep going to the adults to seek for help and they just don't know, and everything just falls apart for them.
Mm-hmm.
I especially like the guy in
The arcade.
yeah, was it the arcade? Was it like a pizza shop or cafe or something?
It was probably like an arcade section of a pizzeria or something.
Yeah, because he goes there and they're like, you need to ask him. He's what do they call him?
I don't remember.
It's been a long time since I've watched it, but it it has some really good funny stuff, and the animation's a little janky, which makes it fun.
Yeah, animation-wise, it hasn't aged great. It was fairly low budget. But the scares are great, but not so over the top that you couldn't handle it. It's right at that perfect threshold for a child to be like, this is scary, but I want to keep watching.
Well, yeah, and it's got those subtleties as well in the very beginning.
Yeah.
That something's up with this house.
Oh, yeah.
Very subtle stuff, like maybe a soccer ball or a cake was missing.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until the officer showed up and stepped on the property where everything goes. And mind you, the guy who lives there, old man, he's the reason why it kind of starts off eerie. But yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
great gateway horror movie if you really want to get your children into that area of life.
Mhm.
If you really don't like them, I guess.
Yeah, it very much feels like an 80s movie where half of it is meant to entertain children, half of it is meant to punish them for being annoying to their parents.
It's Stranger Things in like old time.
Yeah. All right, what do we got next, Robert?
Next up is Dinosaur. Sorry, once again, this is also a short episode because I'm leaving somewhere.
So, in the meantime, Dinosaur, this clip that we're about to show you, it doesn't have any audio, so we'll be speaking over it. Just the reason it doesn't have audio is because copyright reasons. There's music in the background. Just roll with it. The visuals speak for itself.
All right. Now, which scene is this again? Is this
So they are hiding in a cave from some carnivorous dinosaurs called carnivores. They're like T-Rexes with devil horns. They're scared. The dinosaurs, these carnivores, these predators, they can't see them because it's dark, it's stormy, they're hiding in a cave. But then that classic horror thing of as they're sneaking away, someone stepped on something. Someone bumped something out of the way. They try to stop it, and it just barely catches the view of the person they're hiding from. And then everyone holds still. Everyone hide.
You're the Darth Maul of...
We're going to be okay. Just don't move. They won't see us. And then there's that unfortunate strike of lightning that illuminates the whole thing. And instantly, it's over. He's coming for them. That's a slasher movie for kids.
That's true. I never thought about that. And dinosaurs are like the greatest way to introduce slasher to kids.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone's like, I love dinosaurs. Sees that. Oh.
Yeah, that movie has slasher horror. It has like apocalyptic end of the world horror with the meteor scene. It has, just that beginning is a nice little short film. Okay, I could go on forever about the origins of this. It was almost directed by the guy who did RoboCop. Wanted to be like a 2-hour nature documentary with no dialogue and just visuals for narrative, and it would end with the meteor killing everyone. It was very hardcore, and then it was kind of made into more of a children's movie, but you can still see seeds of that original DNA in there, leading to a movie that I don't think is all that entertaining for adults, but for kids, it's gripping and exciting.
Yeah, I remember watching it as a kid thinking to myself, this is so cool. And then there was those scenes where I'm like, this is so creepy.
Yeah. But never too much. It's always to the point of, oh my gosh, I can't look away.
Yeah, and as a kid, you're like, there's always going to be a happy ending, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not old enough to realize there are no happy endings.
Especially with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But, it scares you, but it makes you want to keep watching because it makes you feel brave for seeing something scary. It's challenging.
Yeah, it's true. That's how it goes with a lot of these. The next one, you got kids acting as, it's supposed to be gay horror for kids, and then you have kids in the situation.
Yeah.
Like The Boy Who Lived.
The Boy Who Lived.
That's right.
Let's show the audience him almost not living.
And this one has audio, right?
This one has audio.
Okay, cool. I would say Harry's a Gryffindor through and through. Just throwing that out there.
That scene in particular is basically Alien for kids. It's this horrifying monster that's blind, and you're just pressed up, its face inches from yours. It can't see you, but it can hear you. And so what do you do? Just quietly grab something, distract it. And I love how it starts off with this great Dutch angle twisting through. You see even rats and stuff fleeing from it. Everything. Top notch. And even setting the basilisk aside, which is a lie. It's the main attraction of Chamber of Secrets. There's still some great horror in this movie. Like a murder mystery, blood written on the wall saying the chamber is open, enemies of the air beware, or the spiders, everything.
Oh, yeah.
Great atmosphere.
Going into forest is also very creepy. I mean, you're hearing things, you don't actually see it yet, and then you see just like maybe in the background the spider coming down.
Yeah.
One thing I really liked about the books is that they did really well in the movie was the atmosphere of there's stuff in this forest.
Yeah.
You just can't see it yet.
And
Aragog was I hate spiders, by the way. I absolutely hate them. I'm with Ron on this one.
Yeah.
So,
couldn't we fight all the butterflies?
But it did a great job with that scene alone as well.
Or even before the basilisk shows up, but when you're entering the Chamber of Secrets, just this dim green lighting and the water everywhere, those awful snake statues leading up to this ominous face down there, and just this lone body of a girl. Just the setup, everything is just like, nope, I'm leaving, even before you know your life is in danger.
But yeah, when they slid down and landed on all the bones, and
the bones and the snake skin.
Yeah, the snake skin when it's shed. Oh man, it sets you up.
Great setup, yeah.
And not to mention, by learning more and more about Harry Potter, if you watch it and stuff, you're like, wow, this is terrifying because this is magic going.
Yeah.
A whole new level. Slytherin was evil.
And on a completely unrelated side note, the snake that you see right up there, practical effect.
Okay, I thought so. I was like, this looks really good. It's gotta be practical.
But then the snake, as it slithers away, complete CGI. Looks just as real.
They did a great job with it.
That was 2002. Look at what we're doing now. How is it not as good? I don't know.
Well, that's for another episode.
They're being overworked. They don't have time. Okay, we know, but it's conversation for another time.
I was gonna say they knew how to like mix them both together. Really.
Yes.
Because
you didn't rely on CGI.
That reminded me a lot of Jurassic World, which also could be a game.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. Sorry, people could shame me if I had an unmonitored button. I'd use it, but I don't.
Yeah, for the most part, we were trying to stay away from PG-13 movies, with the exception of this next one. This next one. It's only PG-13 for language. It's maybe not one that I would show kids, but I think it's great for, teenagers and adults who I don't like horror, but this is, some spooky Halloween fun. We're talking about Little Shop of Horrors.
It's hilarious.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, it doesn't have audio, so we'll talk over it.
Okay, cool.
Now, the visuals of what you're seeing here make it seem a lot more violent and dark than it is. Now, don't get me wrong, it actually is this violent. It's about somebody who is killing people and chopping up bodies and feeding them to this plant, this alien plant, to get success, to be famous, to be powerful, to be wealthy, all of that. But it's a comedy.
Oh, I walked in one time. The music was playing one time when he's singing like this.
Yes,
so freaking funny.
And the music is done by the guy who did The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, what's it called? The Hunchback of Notre Dame. He's one of the greatest songwriters of all time. And these songs, some of them are dark, but they're peppy, they're fun, they're exciting, they're happy, they're funny. And so this is a great way to say, hey, here's some spooky stuff, some scary stuff, big old heaping spoonful of sugar to help it go down. The movie's a ton of fun.
Oh, at the good ending, or the bad ending.
The director's cut.
The director's cut ending was hilarious, because the monster starts laughing and jumping around, singing.
The ending of the director's cut is that plant that you saw there killing everyone and taking over the world, and just having an absolute ball.
And then you got the trio singing.
Yes.
Like the Hercules music.
Yes, it's very much 60s the muses. There's the Greek chorus. It's very much 60s sci-fi, invaders from another world, except done more modern, a lot of fun. Plus, it's directed by Yoda. What more could you want?
Really?
Yeah, Frank Oz. It was the first movie he directed.
I didn't realize that was true. But Yoda, of course, would be a Greek plant.
Yeah. Well, it was either the first movie he directed or the first non-Muppet movie he directed. But either way, great job.
Yeah, they were still kind of Muppet-esque there.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I would hope that's because of that movie he got to direct the Muppet movie.
Maybe. He was Miss Piggy, so.
That is hilarious.
Yoda is Miss Piggy.
I won't be able. I can just. Let me know down in the comments if we should take clips from Star Wars But mute out Yoda and add Miss Piggy's costume.
You could easily do it.
It wouldn't be that hard. Stefan and I can imitate Miss Piggy pretty well. So
yeah.
Well, let us know in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally down to do that.
Well, Robert, closing us out, what is our last gateway horror movie?
Like Scooby-Doo and the Zombie Island, man.
Leck, I think we ditched him, buddy.
I love that Scooby-Doo movie. Matter of fact, it's probably my favorite one, and it is terrifying as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the reason why I like it so much is because, first off, with Scooby-Doo, you always know it's a man behind a mask, right? This movie, no.
Is the first major time where they're fighting something real.
They're going against the supernatural,
Mm-hmm.
which is awesome. And we're taking not that supernatural Scooby-Doo episode as much as I want to watch that.
Scooby naturally.
Scooby Natural sounds hilarious. But with this one, it feels real because it is a real threat.
Mm-hmm.
They could become zombies.
Yeah.
And also, that scene, I think right afterwards, isn't that the music playing? If I remember correctly.
You've seen it more recently than I have.
Starts the music montage, and I actually love the music in that.
Yeah.
Not as much as the Loch Ness Monster, but
yeah.
I do like that one.
Yes.
Do you have any thoughts on that one?
You know, I wasn't really raised on Scooby-Doo, but and so, but then again, I wasn't raised on horror at all, other than, one or two examples of scary things in movies like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Growing up, falling in love with this genre, then going back and watching it for the first time, it didn't really scare me, but, grown man who loves horror, dipping his toes into it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it doesn't really scare me anymore. I mean, after playing Five Nights at Freddy's
Right.
and Resident Evil 4 and
Yeah.
VR, that's not really terrifying at all.
It's more action, yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, you give me a gun in a horror movie, or a horror game, I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
But this movie was, it had a lot of eerie stuff in it. Even the ghosts.
Yeah.
The ghosts were a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mystery Incorporated was just like, we solved the mystery. There was nothing in a mask. They were all real.
We solved the mystery. We're screwed.
Like, we're getting out of here, man. Screw the kitchen.
Yep.
But that's what we got so far.
Yeah. So if this Halloween season you're looking for a little something that's gonna put you on edge, but maybe not keep you from getting to sleep tonight, we got a few horror movies picked out for you that we think would be a great time.
And if you have any favorite gateway horror movies, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
If you want us to talk about it later this month, we'll do it. Maybe. It depends.
We're choosy.
We're very choosy.
Mm.
We will more than likely pick it if you subscribe either on YouTube or on Anchor.fm for $4.99 a month. I think that was the price kid.
You can see the wheels turning in your...
It's been a while.
There's some cobwebs up there, some spooky stuff that's getting in the way.
I keep hearing this weird Michael Myers in my head. That was the Straw Maze, which that's a fun story time we'll have to tell someday.
Mm.
But other than that, you can find us there. You can find us on Twitter @ofcinematics. Is there anything else you got?
I think that's all I got.
My phone just vibrated. I bet you that's Stefan. Nope.
But either way, you've got to go into the next 60 seconds somewhere else anyways. So.
I do. I'm going to go play volleyball. The scariest thing ever.
Oh, yeah, I don't trust those people.
Unless if you're playing with Tongans, be terrible. Those guys play hard, and it's awesome. Besides that, World of Cinematics, we are out. Maybe. It's been a while, guys. Okay, now we're out.